Studio with Bedford County Emergency Management, Mr. David Kitchens. As I like to say, we're going to see what's cooking in the kitchens. Take it away, sir.
All right, this is Benny Pulley, behalf of Hopkins Farm Broadcasting. Welcome to the show. I've got David Kitchens, EMA director, with me, and Brandon always uses them joke lines. No,
he does. He does. That's always been. I mean, that's the story of my life with having my last name. So I mean, that's I've got used to it over the time. But yeah.
I know, man. I tell you what. You know, me when I was a kid, they made fun of me. My name was Pulley, but they would turn it around, you know, Penny Bully. So that's what they called me all the time, Penny Bully.
Yeah.
Hey, Penny Bully.
Okay. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah.
Next time I see you out somewhere.
So tell me what's going on in Bedford County with the EMA.
Well, that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Usually once a year, during the year, I try to talk about something about EMA and what we do.
Okay.
I knew we get new listeners. Some folks may have heard me talk about some of this stuff.
Right.
You know. But I'm going to talk about some different stuff today. You know, we always talk about the things that we do, operational type stuff. We have a search team, dogs, our bloodhound, Bruno, and then we have drones. And, you know, I've talked about in the past, we support our hazmat team and things like that.
So I guess the other day when the Wartrace thing happened, I guess you had to go out there.
It did. We were out there.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, like I said, try to do this once a year just to go over kind of what we do and explain. A lot of people don't understand or don't realize some of the things we do. So that's what it is, informational type thing.
Right. You know, I know last year I won an award for it.
Right.
Y'all.
For
being supportive and helping y'all. And, you know, I know we've been big supporters. I know Lori and me, usually if it's bad storms, we usually come up here and broadcast to make sure the storm shelters are open and all.
And we appreciate that. That's a big help for us.
Y'all always text her and let her know that the storm shelters are going to be open so we can make sure we make announcements. And, you know, it's the things like that we do in the community that help everybody. And, you know, and with y'all being on the front line of defense, basically, y'all are able to get the information to us so we can get it out to the public. So,
right, and you got to have those partners.
You do.
That's one of the things that we work with you all getting out information, but putting out warnings or public service announcements we need to get out. We work with our E911 folks too. Of course, we have the code red here in the county, which is a local thing, and then we have an pause, which is a little bit. It's a run by FEMA. It's owned by FEMA, but it's more. You can do more draw areas that you want to send the message out and so forth. It goes to cell phones, and plus, as people enter that area, it will activate their cell phone. So if it's not affecting them and they get close to something that they need to know about, it will do that. So, but that you got to have things like that because. You know, we try all kinds of notification stuff. We use you all to get our information out. We use our Facebook and other ways. So that's critical. I mean, you got to let the people know what to expect, what do I do, and what do I do next.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, you never know when a situation is going to occur that you're going to have to. Well, like the train the other day. We didn't know the train was going to derail, you know. And it caused a little bit. Everybody found out about it real quickly.
Right. So, and in that case, notification was kind of delayed because they were working to evacuate people away from the track there. Right. And we were evaluating how far we may need to go when we found out we probably didn't go any farther. So we didn't have any additional information that needed to push out. So, you know, it's always there. It's something that we use should we need it. Yeah. And it's a valuable tool.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So now tell us a little bit about EMA and what they're doing. I know all like we talk about the emergency stuff, but I know they do other stuff, you know.
Our ops guy, Josh Taylor, and we were talking about that the other day, and he brought up a good point. And I asked him, I said, to explain, what do you think EMA is? And so we got to talking about it, and he had a perfect example. And I've heard it before, and I've heard other people say it, but I had forgot about it. So to get an idea of what EMA is, you think of us as a bicycle wheel, and the spokes are all the people that we interact with. So not only do we interact, and I've talked about it with our public safety people, that's law enforcement, local law, local fire, EMS, E911, all of our public safety folks. Not only does that cover local, but that covers state. So that covers your state partners also. So you're talking about THP or TBI or things like that. So we're like the go-between should we need something from those people. Yeah. We also, that's just that aspect of it. We also have our nonprofits, our federal partners, whoever they should be. If we get to that far, most of the time it's a progression. We go local, state, federal. Right. So the state folks usually will take care of that if we have something that we need. Give you an example where you're dealing with those folks would be. I'm sure you saw it. Of course, we had the winter weather that went through Middle Tennessee, and they declared a disaster for the storm. Right. So when the president does that, it takes it to the FEMA level, so they get involved in it also. Right. So it just starts the process. So we have a hand in that. Of course, we deal with all of our utilities, our electric. With us, it's both Duck River and Cheval Power, and our water folks. We're also one of the spokes is for Bell Buckle, Wartrace, Normandy. Yeah. They have their own entities, and so we have it's the easiest way to explain it is the bicycle wheel, and all the spokes that are inside is we are touching those. Yeah. So we're the go-between between that.
That's good.
That's the best, simplest way I could explain it. But we deal with schools. It's endless. The number. Not only with that is, we try to work on a resource list. So if we have something that happens in our county, we reach back to see where we can get a resource. Yeah. And if we can find that, we're good. But if we can't find that, of course, we'll go to the state and say, this
is what I need.
This is our unmet need, and this is what we need to try to do with it. So we have other avenues too, where we keep up with, who has what equipment-wise or this or that. Plus, we work with the highway department and the city. Public Works, and so it's a lot of people that we.
It's you don't realize it. I know. Well, I believe it was last year y'all did the practice on the school situation, like a shooter or whatever,
right?
And we took part in that doing it. But it's like so many people, fire, law, Tennessee Highway Patrol, Cheville Police, and then the Sheriff's Department. It was just so many people involved. And to do a practice run just to make sure we all are prepared. And the way we do that with the training like y'all do is to find out any little mistakes we might make.
That's correct. Yeah. And that's why we do it. Yeah. Not to just, understand what the process is. And of course, if anything like that it happens, it's going to be taken care of.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But if you can train on that and see areas that maybe we can tweak this a little bit here or improve a little bit here, that's a plus if something does happen.
Oh, yeah. It sort of gives you that knowledge that you need because you never know when an emergency situation is going to happen. And the reason why you practice is to be prepared for when it does happen.
And you're exactly right. Yeah. And that's why we also, after we do something, we have an after action.
Yeah.
And we sit down and talk about it.
Yeah, what could we have done better? What could this was really good. We need to make focus on
correct.
That. Yeah.
So, and that's why we do things like that. We try to involve our folks as much as we can. And I didn't even mention hospitals or health a minute ago. Right. That's part of the thing. But we try to insert Vanderbilt Hospital in our drills or exercises when we can, because they get the practice too. So,
because I mean, if something major happened, then they would all be transported to Vanderbilt,
right?
There. So,
and then what if we have a major incident? What they need to do if they are overwhelmed with something.
Right,
so they get
exactly.
to practice those things too. So
it's. People don't realize, as they say, all the working parts that go into something like that.
Right. And I've talked about all the areas, that we have, that we cover, and, seeing what your risks are, being prepared, mitigation part of it, then recovery part of it. And all those things can be touched a lot of times when we do these exercises and training, just to see where you're at, in that drill that you were talking about with the school drill. They were exercising their ability to, if they had to move kids and had to dismiss them from somewhere else.
Right.
So it's not just, you hear a lot of times that they're having a drill or what, and you think, well, that's just public safety folks. It's not. It's everybody else working their plan too.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah, because like you say, everybody's involved.
Right. And it's good to know, we all know if we have aggressive person in our schools or whatever, that's going to be probably a law enforcement driven issue. But the fire department and the EMS folks and everybody else, schools, they need to understand what law enforcement is going to do. Yeah. So it gives them the opportunity to see how that operates.
How they're going to handle it. Yeah.
Right. And that takes, maybe I'm not sure what they're going to do or how it's going to work out or this or that. That gives them an opportunity to see. Yeah. And public safety in our schools work well together. So, I mean, we have safety meetings and things like that too. So it's a plus. It's a win-win. Anytime that you can do something like that. And there's, I told somebody the other day, we had the craft fair, this last craft fair, and we'll have after action. And I don't know how many years it's been. I've been involved somewhere in it for about the last 5 or 6. And, every time we have an after action, there's always something that comes up. You would think after 50, maybe right at 50 years or whatever, we'd probably work that out, right? But that's not the case.
I've been here, I think 88. I know I think 88, 89 they were doing it. So it's been a long time.
Right, and that's why we do it. Events change the way we do things. What's happened in the past. So, and that's what we use that for.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a 1-minute break, and we will be right back.
Kincaid's is proud to offer Beauty Rest Black to our customers. Beauty Rest Black represents a leap forward in bedding with sleep climate technology keeping you cool and triple-stranded pocketed coils to give you luxurious support all night long. Wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day with a new Beauty Rest Black mattress from Kincaid Service Company. 400 Madison Street, Shelbyville, across from the Speedway gas station. 931-684-5662.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care.
All right, this is Benny Pulley with Hopkins Farm Broadcasting with David Kitchen, EMA Director, and we're going over some, typical things about the EMA that people don't know about. Right. And I know this last week we had a lot of ice. And
I don't like to talk about it, but we will for a moment. Yeah,
some people in some parts of the county didn't get it as bad.
Right.
The northern part of the county really got slammed.
They got more. Yeah. That's where we got the most.
Yeah, and of course, my son lives before you get to the airport, and it wasn't too bad. It was a little bit, but when you get out there on my side, on the other side of Decent, on the hill there, you get out that way, it was ice, a lot of ice.
Right.
And I would say we had a good 3/8 of an inch or half. On my air conditioning, it was probably an inch, but I figure it because some of that came off the roof as it was coming down. But it was rough. You always wonder about your power.
Correct.
A lot of people are not prepared for any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
And you just don't know really what to do in case of an emergency like that. And but y'all have ideas that you can do and practice. And
right. So for what we try to do is put out stuff for the public. So if what you can do if your power goes out,
right?
Things like that. Like you said, the majority of Bedford County fared well.
Right.
We had some issues in Unionville and Rover out that way,
right.
And across the northern part. I can tell you, I had to run to Nashville after that ice storm, and you could definitely tell the difference as you're going to Nashville out to 231. You get to close to the county line.
Yeah.
And you start a little bit more, get into Rutherford County a little bit more, and all the way to Nashville. And it was unbelievable. But one of the things that we do and what we did before this winter weather was predicted was we brought all of our public safety folks together and our highway along with Mayor Graham, and sat down. We also had Elijah come in and talk to the group about the weather too. We sat down and went over what we need to be looking at, what we need to be starting to get prepared. We did this on Thursday, so it gave us about 2 days to do that, and just talk about what's your plan for this. Talking to Mark Clanton, the highway superintendent, this is what we are doing. So we pushed those things out too to people. Mm-hmm. I think Mark shared roads that they were going to actually be hitting pretty hard, right? Yeah. And of course we have several highways, so Mark has to work with TDOT on that too,
right?
But we sat down and did a pre-meeting for it, to see if we had any areas that we were concerned about. Mm-hmm. And we normally do that when we did that last year. And it was, I don't know if you remember or not, but about the same time last year, we had the same thing happen.
Yeah, it was January 30th.
Yeah. So we as a group will come together and make sure everybody's on the same page in what we're going to do. The power issues, we can deal with those if need to be. I mean, things that we had ready to go was should we have a major power outages, of course, the Red Cross will set up shelters, and we already had that plan. Some equipment staged already where that was going to be.
Yeah, I know I think even had some of the churches set up for.
We did. That could,
for the homeless and different things.
Right. Yeah. They have warming shelters at Fairhaven. Then they lasted, given the temperatures, what it was, and their ability to keep them open.
Right.
So we sit down and try to come up with what could go wrong.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have people that's going to have to get to various things for medical issues.
Right.
And we talk about that and who's covering that and who, how we're going to do that and things like that. So we work with our electric companies, like I said before. Here in Bedford, we had some that was out, but they got back pretty quick. So we didn't get to the level that we had to move some people. We did have some folks that showed up that had been out for just a little bit, but no great number. So that's what you do. I mean, that's one of the things that we kind of help with and coordinate and get together and just to make sure everybody is thinking about what's going on.
But I tell you, like NES down there in Nashville, boy, they had a heck of a time, because I sat there that morning and watching my line dropping down, I'm going, I hope it don't go off. And then you looked at Nashville, and it was like 60,000, 90,000, 120, almost 200,000. I'm going,
yeah.
And theirs is dropping fast.
I don't know what their plan was, but But that's why you do things. We call it the risk assessment and mitigation plans.
Yeah.
We have a hazard mitigation plan for the county that we have to do every 4 or 5 years.
And a lot of it is like on the electric companies, it's maintenance part. I know about once a year they come out to I have a right of way on my property, and they clean out all the trees and the bushes that's touching lines to make sure that don't happen. And that upkeep means a lot when stuff like this happens.
It does. I mean, it's one of the precautions of making sure that something like that.
Because the biggest thing is usually a tree falling down on the line, pulling it down, and
everybody, it's us as emergency management folks, we look at that, but these other places like your electric folks and other places, one thing I didn't mention is, we deal with, work with industrial folks, Tyson, Walmart, DC. Thank you. I couldn't think. Yeah. With them also on emergency plans because they have hazardous stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I mean, that's, you hope that your upper folks have good plans and think about what's going on. But also there's the community being prepared themselves. I think we've got the bread and milk thing down.
Ain't no doubt we got that down.
Right.
You make that call, it's snowing.
And you got to have food. I get it, no doubt. We went to the grocery store too.
Oh, yeah.
But
we couldn't find no milk or bread.
No, we didn't get any milk or bread. But that's preparing.
Yeah.
So just think of things. Should your lights go out, you don't know how. You hope it's not an extended period of time.
Right.
If it is, looking for avenues, and hopefully, like we had the plan to have a shelter at least open to get somebody somewhere.
I told my wife, I said we should be prepared and have like the coal lamps or lanterns or anything like that, just something. So you could have light if you was to lose it,
right?
Because we got a fireplace, so it can heat it, the room up. So.
Right. But just just planning on things like that, because it's not the time to take action is not the time that action takes you.
Oh yeah. And
so if you have knowledge that something's going to happen, like we could have ice storm, tornadoes, severe weather. Start off early.
Yeah. Well, no, a lot of these weather stations, WLIJ does it, gives a 10-day forecast.
Right.
So basically, it's going to be pretty close to what's going to happen. So if you see, it's going to snow, next Thursday probably. So I'll go ahead and get my stuff now.
Right.
Not wait till Wednesday and get it.
Right.
So.
And then just, that helps to help the people that should something happen that you are prepared to sustain for a little bit until somebody can get to you.
Enough about ice. I'm tired of ice.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So what else you got going on, or something else you can tell us about?
Well, we've talked about communications and things like that. I wanted to. A lot of people don't understand kind of where EMA fits in during an event. Mm-hmm. So. We'll use Wartrace incident.
Okay.
So when something happens, public safety arrives and they implement an incident command.
Okay.
What that means is somebody's in charge at that incident.
Right. On
scene. One of the things that emergency management does, and people may not realize this, is we'll show up also, and in the case with Wartrace, we try to set up a command center. Mm-hmm. We don't have, we don't say what happens. Incident commander dictates what happens on the scene. Mm-hmm. But we gather our people from public safety and people that are within the incident itself. Mm-hmm. and bring them together. So if we need something, we can find those resources, or I'll have those people right there that we can say, all right, we need an ambulance here or there or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, they'll call on the radio, but if we need to stage something or need additional equipment or whatever, that goes through our group. So the people that are out there doing the job are radioing back to them saying, hey, we're going to need whatever, and we'll help them find that. That's sort of what the command center does. Also, if it's going to be, we did that for Wartrace at the fire hall. So we were not there at the scene. We were further away, and did that coordinated with what the people that did had to evacuate. Where they're at, where they're going, what we need to do with them, things like that. Now, if it's a prolonged or a major event, an EOC, Emergency Operations Center, will be open. And that's where everybody comes to, and the same thing. They are a, resource folks. They manage the logistics of things, just to help out, take that responsibility off the incident commander of the thing. So that's one of the things we do.
That was weird. It happened that the train derailed in my son's father-in-law, mother-in-law's backyard, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they had to move their goats and their animals and stuff.
Right. They did.
Locations.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so that was sort of unusual, but you never know when something like that's going to happen. I mean, it's not planned. It's just one of those things that happens. Cold weather, a lot of times will restrict those tracks.
Right.
So it's just like anything else. You've got to be prepared. And one thing about the EMA, y'all are there on the scene within a matter of a few minutes.
Right.
When anything like that happens.
Right. We try to get there as quick as we can. And, we'll respond. It was a couple of years ago when we had the really cold weather over Christmas.
Yep.
And, we had a nursing home that flooded.
Oh, I remember that.
We had, so we show up and help where we can.
Oh, yeah.
And try to get resources.
Well, I know we got about 1 minute. Is there anything you want to touch base before we get off?
No. I mean, just to say that, we're constantly looking out for, we're doing risk assessment of anything that can happen in the county. Actually, coming up in March, we're having another school drill, by the way. I don't have the date. But,
okay.
All right. But we're also doing a TVA tabletop exercise with multiple counties, multiple agencies, both local, state, federal, because it's TVA's doing it, on a flooding.
Okay, cool.
So,
that's good.
I mean, we're always out there looking for ways to improve.
Oh, yeah. And you never know when stuff like that's going to happen. I remember I was in Nashville, and I was running Honey's Auto Parts down to Antioch Pike and Richards Road. And I was going to open up, and I come down to Haywood Lane there, and they had it road blocked off. So I went up to Sunflower. It used to be a Sunflower up there.
Right.
And I looked across there, and the store that I managed had water up about 7 foot up on the thing. And I said, oh, boy, I got a mess to clean up.
Right. I was in working for the police department in Nashville when we had the 2010 floods.
Yeah, boy, it was awful.
It was. And, I mean, that's you take care of the situation right then, and then you move into, a recovery part of it. That's a whole other thing. Maybe we'll make this a part 2.
Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that people don't realize. It just thinks it happens right then.
For sure.
It can't.
Well, I want to thank David Kitchens with the EMA director of here in Bedford County. Appreciate you coming in and teaching us a little bit about EMA. Yeah. And hopefully we'll do a part 2. Brandon, you can take her away.
When's the last time you've seen the eye doctor? Don't wait. Whether it's little Carter's first pair of glasses or keeping a good eye on your vision health as you age, your eyes are a precious thing. See personalized care for the whole family and friendly faces at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care on 605 North Main in Shelbyville, across from the U.S. Post Office. Striving to bring you excellence in optometry every single day. Don't put your family's vision off. Make an appointment today at 931-684-2020. Personalized eye care for the whole family at Dr. Hasty Family Eye Care. Visit Kincaid Service Company today to experience the superior comfort of a Serta mattress. Serta has pioneered sleep innovation for more than 90 years, bringing quality products to more than 150 countries worldwide. Serta Comfort is validated by consumers with thousands of 5-star reviews and are designed and assembled in the U.S. at one of Serta's state-of-the-art facilities. Serta's award-winning mattress collections are created by providing superior comfort along with overall support and breathability. Get Serta Comfort by visiting Kincaid Service Company in Shelbyville. Online at kincaidservice.com.
This is your junior Shelbyville Central cheerleader, Olivia Boyette, and you're on Shelbyville's radio home for Central, 98.7 FM and AM 1580, WLIJ.